Tonight on The Pulse, Penn and Oski football teams are gearing up for two big games this weekend. But how did they do last week?
The Lady Statesman volleyball team were in action this week, trying to get their winning streak back on track. Did it happen? We'll tell you next on OSP.
Welcome to Oskaloosa Sports Pulse. I'm Jason Van Zetten.
And I'm Jason Madison.
When Oskaloosa made its trek to Pella for the Class 3A District 8 game, the Indians had to deal with more than just the Dutch.
Friday night's game lasted longer than expected after severe storms rolled in, forcing the game to be delayed twice. Nonetheless, Mother Nature couldn't stop either team from squaring off. Out of the gate, the Indians gobbled up 10 minutes with a 17-play drive, but it was all for naught as the drive eventually stalled. After a scoreless first quarter, Pella countered with a 26-yard field goal and a 10-play, 99-yard touchdown scoring drive to go up 10-0 before halftime. After 3 Pella turnovers in the second half, Oskaloosa's offense couldn't capitalize on the Dutch's defense, falling 17-zip. This was Pella's third shutout dating back to the last week of September. OHS sophomore Nate Van Veldhuizen led the maroon and white with 14 carries and 69 yards. Seniors Brandon Strasser and Keoki Gibson tallied 11 tackles apiece. The Indians close out the season this Friday against Knoxville on senior night. The game starts at 7:30 p.m. at Lacey Stadium.
The following day, the NAIA's 5th-ranked Statesman dealt with the same inclement weather but came out on the winning end. On the road, Penn rolled over St. Mary, Kansas 53-14 to extend its winning streak to 7 for the second time in school history. J-Mad, when was the last time that happened?
1975.
The man's mind is a statistical steel trap. This Saturday, WPU hosts its toughest competition of the year when number 7 St. Francis comes to Lacey at 1 p.m. 2 weeks ago, St. Francis, 4-2 this season, knocked off last year's NAIA defending champion St. Xavier. And last weekend, the Cougars went the distance with the new number 1 Marion, Indiana. St. Francis led the entire game but couldn't hold off Marion, falling 45-38.
Last week, after almost upsetting Grandview, the NAIA's 12th-ranked team nationally, in 5 sets, WPU was back in the Penn zone, taking on non-conference opponent Grinnell. Were the ladies depleted from the night before, or did they still have enough in their tank to come away with a victory? Off to the Penn zone to find out.
I was pretty pleased with the fact that we got a 3-0 win. That was our goal coming in the game. The first couple games were a little slow, a little bit sloppy there. We had a tough conference match last night, so we figured there'd be a little bit of hangover from the intensity and the hard battle. But they made plays when we needed to, and we got out with a 3-0 win to kind of head into our fall break and let some of our guys heal up. They're kind of banged up this last couple weeks, so we're excited to get conference going again next week.
After pulling off the clean sweep, the Navy and Gold had 6 days off from competition before heading to Dubuque Tuesday to face MCC foe Clark. In the first 2 sets, the Crusaders cruised to wins before the Lady Statesmen bounced back in set 3. WPU led several times early, including a 12-10 edge. However, Clark produced 7 straight points to take the lead for good and to pull off the sweep. The Navy and Gold was looking to even up the conference mark, but now may have to win the last 2 matchups versus Mount Mercy and AIB to possibly earn a first-round home game in the MCC tournament November 3rd. William Penn travels to Whitting, Indiana this weekend to compete in the Calumet St. Joe tournament. When we come back, Oskaloosa head volleyball coach Jennifer Comfort has had a successful first season at the helm, but would this be the year her Indians come out as conference champs? We'll let you know next on OSP.
You should see my bank. It can do awesome things. Mom says it's just like the 4 seasons. Always there. Helping communities grow and be a better place to live and work. All because my bank lives here too.
Live Iowa, work Iowa, bank Iowa. Member FDIC.
Bates Funeral Chapel, where community is more than just a location. Where compassion is more than just a feeling. where history is more than just a time. Bates Funeral Chapel, where service is more than just a word.
The doctor is in and no appointments are needed. Come to Dr. Salami's today and let the doc heal your hunger. Come to Dr. Salami's for friendly staff, casual atmosphere, and good friends. When you get here, you'll be treated to affordable prices, hearty portions, and good food. So come on down to Dr. Salami's today, your place for good friends, good food, good times.
If you buy the renegade idea that investing should be discussed face to face, not just inbox to inbox,
if you believe that your relationship with your investments shouldn't be long distance,
join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and ThinkTime make a difference.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
Visit one of your friendly Oskaloosa reps today.
Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole.
The biggest stars, the classic hits, KIIC.
Go Hawks, go Cyclones!
Go to Mahaska-Drug in Oskaloosa for all things black and gold and cardinal and gold. It's one of the largest collections of sports gear for both teams anywhere in the state. Mahaska-Drug has it all, including the Tyler Sash Foundation collection of Get Better, Not Bitter shirts and wristbands. So who's your favorite team?
Hawkeyes! Cyclones! Hawkeyes! Cyclones!
Let everyone know with Hawkeye and Cyclone merchandise from Mahaska-Drug in Oskaloosa. It's big, really big.
On the high school front, the Oskaloosa volleyball team concluded its regular season with a dominating sweep of Norwalk. The win put the Indians at 18-17 overall with a 5-1 record, securing this year's Little Hawkeye Conference Championship. On senior night, 9 of the squad's seniors were instrumental in the win, adding 33 of the team's 40 kills. Leading the way was Shawnee Wills with 12 kills, while Kenna Veldhuisen was strong from the service line, going 21 of 23 with 1 ace. For the defense, Veldhuisen had 11 digs and Caitlin Risher had 3 blocks. The varsity team now has to wait until next Thursday, October 25th, to see who it'll face in the regional semifinal match at home. The Indians could face either Indianola or Carlisle.
Moving on to the pitch, Penn soccer teams were on the road this weekend in Dubuque facing Clark. The men could not get over the 500 mark in a 2-1 setback to the Crusaders in MCC action. The women had the same result, losing 4-0. The Lady Statesmen then returned to Oski Tuesday, hosting Central College. The Lady Statesmen were outshot 30-4, but managed to prevent the Dutch from scoring in the first half. The visitors finally got on the board at the 57th mark to go up 1-0. Despite 2 solid chances by Penn junior Leslie Hernandez, Central held on for the win.
On the men's side, Penn faced Central 2, but in Pella. The Statesman soccer team went into the half all knotted up 1-1, but a painful second half crushed the Navy in gold. Although the Dutch only held a 6-4 edge in shots, Central scored 4 in the second half. Penn sophomore Mason Bandy tallied 4 saves in the loss. As the season winds down, both the men and women are hoping for a few more wins as they travel to Des Moines Saturday to meet Grandview in another conference clash.
Last week was one of those special weeks where America's best sports were on display, and there was no shortage of opinions on wins and losses. So when I checked out Facebook, everyone was either crying or cheering. The college ranks were upset, and one big one was Iowa over Michigan State in a double overtime win, 19-16. The MLB had all 4 series reach Game 5. Detroit over Oakland, New York drops Baltimore, San Francisco takes down Cincinnati, and St. Louis packs up Washington. And with all of that, the BCS came out with their first standings of the year, putting Alabama, Florida, Oregon, Kansas State, and Notre Dame all in the top 5, which means some fans are just completely confused on which hat and jersey to put on. I saw one fan who's a Cardinals fan who loves Oregon. Red, white, green, yellow? Really? Or what about that guy that wears a Yankees hat, and a Notre Dame jersey. Honestly, where are you going? Nobody likes you. I'm all for the plethora of sports and what makes October great. Conversely, from 2 weeks ago, I had to choose from soccer or yachting. I chose yachting. This is the time of year that you want your living room to look like a TV showroom, and finally, we all have something worth watching.
That's it for this week's show. Be sure to catch replays of OSP Fridays at 10 p.m., Saturdays at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., and 10 p.m., as well as Sundays at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10 p.m. here on MCG Channel 7. And make sure you watch us and the rest of CRI's programming online at critv.org.
For Jason Madison, I'm Jason Van Zent. We'll be back next Friday with a brand new episode of OSP.